Yo, I'm about to add the countdown timer, so let me know if this is loud. A lot of people said it was loud last time. Well, it was loud. Let me adjust the volume. Maybe that's not as loud. So come in, right? Hit that like button. You all said, let's get it, right? I'm about to do my live stream about 666. That is not the mark of the beast number. It is actually a number that represents mankind biblically in a very positive way. And if you remember the cold medicine, right, 666, and I'm going to tell you all there's members of my Patreon channel, right? After I do this live stream, I'm going to do this video on my Patreon, right? Actually going to give the name of that herb. So if you're watching on other platforms like Facebook or Periscope, right, I will share the link to my Patreon channel as well. So if you want to get that education and information, so come in. You all were saying hello. Come in and say hello. Drop your city and or state. And as I was going live, right, as I take care of some of the behind the scene things, I actually in my Monique. I don't know why I want to call you Monica. Monique Lewis is in. Hello, Monique. As I was going live, I actually in my news feed on Periscope, I came across um, Uncle G, right? Uncle G, aka not Grant Cardone Uncle G, not that, not the Uncle G, right? But Hustler's Kung Fu video. And yeah, I want to just elaborate on that real quick. You all don't know who he is. He highly encourages, or he's in the financial advising field, and he's been highly encouraging people against purchasing Bitcoin, right? So he did the video a day ago. I'm not sure if he's aware that Bitcoin hit 50K today. And he's not the only economist, right? You had Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff, this is his book, How an Economy Grows. One of his books, How It Crashes. And it talks about understanding gold and silver is real money, right? It's always used to reset the currency system. And he and Robert Kiyosaki, you all don't know who Robert Kiyosaki is. He also encourages people to invest in Bitcoin, gold, and silver, but Peter Schiff only encourages gold in particular. And so Peter Schiff even tweeted today um, some things about Bitcoin. So we're going to look at Peter Schiff's position. So we have 1 minute. Low roller strategy says they will withdraw Dogecoin soon by Robinhood. Maybe so. I've always told people do not use Robinhood as an investing platform, but you know, people do what they want to do, right? They do what they want to do. I've always not recommended Robinhood for cryptocurrency investing. And I will tell people, and I will pull up Robinhood in a few. I will tell people though, however, I will inform people that I do have some crypto in Robinhood. That was only because the money was already there and I pulled it out of my stocks and I just pretty much transferred it over. But where I really, really hold my cryptocurrency, it is definitely not in Robinhood. So Nicole says, yes, 666. What does that mean though? Right? What does six protons, six neutrons, and six electrons? Nicole, I think it's Nicole. What does that mean as our countdown timer has ended on the exact 5 minute But so I won't give any more shout outs, but I will highlight your names. And as Latanya says, hello, hello, hello. Nicole, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, says we have our own forte. We specialize in the key is knowing how to collaborate and grow together. I don't believe in much collaboration when any information given to people in a recession is not from a holistic, right? Just like you know the truth about 666 and is not what many perceive to be the truth. A lot of people do not know that truth. Now, I'm showing over 200, right? Over 200 people are live. So you all hit the thumbs up, whether you're watching this live or in the replay. So the point is, you can't give partial truth. I don't believe in giving partial truth, right? It's an old saying that men lie, women lie, right? But numbers don't lie, right? Numbers do not lie. Just like if I was saying 666 from Revelation 13 represents the mark of the beast. That's wrong. Revelation 13 and 18, that is wrong. That's not true. So I don't like to give inadequate truth or partial truth. I like for people to understand the holistic portion of or part of investing, right? And so they can take advantage of the greatest wealth transfer, right, that this generation has ever experienced. So they can be healthy and wealthy, right? Healthy and wealthy. So they can be on the side of the prosperity transfer and not the poverty transfer. See, numbers mean everything, right? Numbers mean everything. And so, for example, I don't even know, I can just get into a whole lot. I'm trying to stay on topic in a sense because you all know that ADHD, right? I can get off a topic real quick just by commenting and seeing comments, and I'll be on that topic. So this is what I saw, and then I'm going to get on 666 and I'm going to do my private Patreon video for that after this live stream, right? And I didn't listen to all of it, so I'm going to be honest. Um, but I just saw some of the comments and some of the people that were commenting. It was one person that came on my video and were commenting, and yeah, they're gonna learn today, Sean. This is not a battle, right? Um, Hustlers Kung Fu, aka the second Uncle G, not Grant Cardone, Uncle G, right? I think his real name is Cameron something. Last name ends with a G. And so they refer to him sometimes as Uncle G, but I'm not talking about the Grant Cardone, right? We know the Grant Cardone talks about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, right? He actually tweeted, the Grant Cardone tweeted yesterday, how high do you all think Bitcoin can go? So he did this yesterday. Bitcoin had not reached its all-time high. And I saw some of the comments and I'm like, oh, he's talking about the video that I made with the other kings of crypto professionals, more professionals on my page. And I'm just going to play a little clip of it because, again, I haven't listened to all of it. I listened to like, hold on, let me, I don't think I shared it with the, let me share this. You all said, let's go. And I'm going to show you all, I have a good friend, a great friend, right, that texted me today. And I'm going to show you all the text messages. He tell me you should not be teaching people about Bitcoin that has no financial education. He thinks like Uncle G and Dave Ramsey does, right? But we're in a recession. And I asked my friend guy in the text, I said, why can't I teach them both? You mean you can't learn a financial education and about cryptocurrency? But I'm going to show you all his response to this. So let's play this.
You know, I have to make a confession. I am a complete and other dumbass. I was stupid for starting a business versus buying crypto. I am stupid for spending $200,000 on 2 cars that was generated from my business. That is stupid. I am stupid for teaching people that if you are of moderate income, that buying crypto more than likely is not going to be in your best interest. I am stupid for creating a business that in 2019, when I had a heart attack, provided cash. And I didn't work for 5 months. I am stupid.
Now, note, on the live stream when I had the experts on, we never referenced him as stupid. We referenced the advice, right? Not him personally, but the advice to tell people not to put their money into a tool or an asset that could grow your money over 200% return. And just note at the time last year during the Bitcoin halving before March, at that time Bitcoin was approximately between $3,000 and $5,000. Again today, and it took exactly 52 days this year in 2021 to reach its all-time highs of $50,000. So we didn't reference him stupid. We played other clips of his most recent video before this one that he was talking about that Elon Musk is the reason why Bitcoin was at its 40 plus $1,000 mark, and that was not true, right? Bitcoin was at 33,000 without Tesla, and it wasn't just Elon Musk's decision; it was a corporation board. And our point was that if Elon Musk's board, right, saw something at 33,000 to invest, and they didn't see it being too high of a number to invest, evidently that board collectively did its research and decided to invest into Bitcoin at $33,000, right? And there's other mega companies who's also coming into Bitcoin, and which is the reason why at 6:30 a.m. today it hit its all-time high at $50,000. So I'm going to continue to play this.
For building that. See, I am stupid for not being a follower. I don't care what Elon Musk or any other billionaire does because I understand the game that they're playing. I am stupid for creating these videos and putting it out here. I am stupid for having a Google, you could Google my track record. You can actually see what I've been doing for the last 10 years. Unlike some people who have the chutzpah to say I was stupid for buying a Porsche and a BMW, and I should have invested that money in Bitcoin. See, that is very telling because one of the things I understand is I'm a doer, I'm a dreamer, I'm a creator, and I had 2 businesses before I came here to YouTube. So I know how to make money. And I am stupid for teaching you guys how to make money. Essentially, what we should all do is buy Bitcoin. We should not start businesses. We shouldn't buy fancy cars. We should buy Bitcoin and allow the price of Bitcoin to be dictated by literally a handful of whales. That's what we should do.
So I didn't watch all of this. I'm not going to play all of this, right? I just saw some people commenting that they were referring to the live stream that I did. I think that live stream right now, I'll pull it up in a few, has over 10,000 views. And so at no point that we said it was stupid, but again, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie. If you ask me if I would rather have a $200,000 vehicle under my garage or $200,000 invested in an asset like Bitcoin, my decision all day is put my 200K into Bitcoin, right? And so last year, right, when it was $3,000 or $4,000, which it was about the same as his business product that he was selling, people didn't get in, right? And he has over 100K followers. So that was just a follow-up video to educate people about Bitcoin. And now most people that could have used that growth in their money are not going to see it because you don't have to buy an entire Bitcoin. You can get fractional reserves. But the thing is, because the price has escalated now, hit its all-time high, you're going to get very minimal fractions in, right? And it was just some myths that he was putting out that people would lose money in crypto and Bitcoin in particular. I just did a video that had you invested just $100 in Bitcoin in 2009, right? You would have had approximately 1,000 shares and you would have been a millionaire today. There is absolutely no way to lose, or there has been no way to lose money into Bitcoin but two ways. Number one, someone transferred it to a ledger, a private wallet, and they forgot their access code. That's number one. People have put it in storage. They forgot the access code. Number two, you sold it. You got your gains out, or it dipped, and you saw some of your gains going down, and you sold your Bitcoin. Those are the only two ways that anyone has ever lost money investing. Anyone investing in Bitcoin. Malik Star says cash flow, invest in crypto and stocks. Get as much knowledge as you can on both, buy silver and gold. Malik, a lot of people got stimulus back. They could have put stimulus in and invested in crypto, invested in Bitcoin in particular when it was, I think stimulus were distributed around April of last year. Bitcoin was at $5,000 or $6,000 then. It hit 50,000 today. So let's calculate the return on that investment, right? So let's calculate the return on that invested. If you want cash flow, then cryptocurrency is the way or to go. Again, Bitcoin is so high now that most poor working middle class and middle class people cannot afford it because they will not get a return on their investment. However, there are other cryptocurrencies, right, that you can still get your return on your investment. People, people don't understand what cryptocurrency is. They don't understand that cryptocurrency is the new money. They really don't get that. Um, Deborah says, "What's the info to purchase the Queen of Crypto report?" Go to cashoncrypto.com. And make sure that you enter in all of your information in that field, your name, your email address, all of that. Because if that information is left blank, it will not automatically update and email that back to you. So cashoncrypto.com. All right, so I was waiting on this to come up 666. People missed the moment out of fear. They believe the financial sorrow of our forefathers and mothers did. Okay, great. I'll get into 666 later on. Sean says starting in a business is risky, just as investing in a speculative asset is risky, but every entrepreneur, investor knows the higher the risk, the higher the reward. Okay. Marvin says, absolutely. I shake my head at him when he told his followers not to invest in Bitcoin. People, this was last year. I can pull up his page, right, and show you all. He was telling people this when Bitcoin wasn't even at this price. And so that's why we want to do an educational video on the topic, right? An education video on the topic. And so then you have the article released today. Bitcoin surpasses 50,000 for the first time as major companies jump into crypto. Major companies, not just Tesla, Elon Musk, major companies, right? It surges all-time high, more than 50K on today. Large farms like Tesla MasterCard and BNY Mellon have shown their support for the cryptocurrency, right? So major companies are jumping into Bitcoin, right? So, for some people, again, you got Tesla in, you got MasterCard in, and for some people that took that financial advice, it is too late because of the price, the dollar cost average, right? Because of the pricing that it is today. Now, before I get onto silver versus gold, it's another dollar cost average investment in financial education. As Robert Kiyosaki says, why not do all of them? Why not do precious metals and cryptocurrency? Right now, again, my book on particular, the Queen of Crypto it does educate people, right, on the currency, because there are over 8,400 cryptocurrencies, and not all of them will be successful, right? Um, and so, with that being said, we try to educate you on which ones have the most purpose, use, and utility to give you financial education, right? Um, and let me tell you all something. Well, it may not be too late to buy if you have thousands to put in it, but there's other cryptocurrencies out here that can give you a higher return on your investment. Like my friend on here says T. I can't pronounce your name. I'm just gonna say T. T says other altcoins they pumped over 10%, and he's absolutely correct, right? Absolutely correct. Sean says Bitcoin is not the be all nor end, but it is the future. Well, the future is now, right? We're not talking about the projected future. We're talking about the right now, right? And you're right. A lot of people just don't want to admit that they missed the mark. That they missed the mark. Just say honest. I've been in this financial world. Dave Ramsey missed the mark, right? He told someone to sell that Bitcoin before Christmas of 2020, and Bitcoin that was in November. This person invested $1,200 7 years ago, and the caller on his show, and they were at $120,000, right? In 2020, $120,000 off a one-time $1,200 investment. And Dave Ramsey told this young person, I hope he didn't sell, because at that time Bitcoin was not even at the year-end all-time highs of 26,000, and then I think 28. And he highly advised that person to sell, and now it's at 50,000. So I hope that person that called into the show, right, um, did not sell. Right? I hope they continue to hold. My aunt says I can kick myself for not getting in last year. Is it ways to buy little pieces of Bitcoin now? I'm so tired of answering that questions. With all honesty, Bitcoin is at $50,000, right? And sometimes I get why Hustlers Kung Fu and Dave Ramsey have this type of what they say, because people don't understand. I've said over and over again, unless you have a substantial amount of money, which one Bitcoin is $50,000. Yes, you can buy fractional reserves, but if you only have 500 or 5,000 or $10,000, investing in the other altcoins will give you a better return on your investment. Now, if you have Tesla's money, MasterCard money, or any of these major corporations' money, and you want to get into Bitcoin now, then the answer is yes. Other than that, it's a $50,000 asset right now. $500 into Bitcoin at $50,000, right? It's not even going to bring you a $5,000 return, even if it hits 100K. Well, you can get that with other altcoins. So let me change my tonality because I don't know who follows them, but I'm trying to get more educated people to follow me. I've said this so many times on my live streams. Is it too late to get into Bitcoin now? But if that's what you want to do, and if you don't have enough to invest, then it's not going to bring you a high return on your investment, right? Because the cost is so high right now. But that's what you want to do. You're set on Bitcoin and go right ahead, right? Now you have Peter Schiff, who is all about gold, right? Peter Schiff, who's all about gold, says now that Bitcoin has hit 50,000, I must admit that a move up to 100K cannot be ruled out. However, a move down to zero can't be ruled out either, which I think it can, but oh well, you have to play devil's advocate sometimes. While a temporary move up to 100K is possible, a permanent move down to zero is inevitable, right? Now, he says if you don't want to gamble, buy gold. I don't know why he looks at Bitcoin as gambling. Bitcoin is an asset. And you know what? And it's similar to gold because, and he also talked about $30 silver is quite a bargain, right? And this is why because just like gold is made into cyberspace, right? Um, then so is Bitcoin, right? It's mined, it's created by a mind, a genius, right? A mental genius. Just like no one understands the cyberspace of how gold is created, people don't understand the cyberspace of how Bitcoin is created. They just don't. It's a mathematical formula of genius. But see, the problem with that is people don't understand, right? People just, they don't understand that intellectual property and that we are gods on earth. They don't get that. They don't think people can have a God-like idea that can make you millions. I know gold and silver is real money. I teach you that. I have a Queen of Coins silver stacking report. I get it. But God also put other assets on this earth as well, right? Other revenues on this earth as well for you to be financially well off. LaKendrick Smith says, I just bought Singularity AGI off QCoin. That is great because right now I think it's in the red. It took a dip today. And when you got that off QCoin, did you get that through Ethereum or Bitcoin? Because I think those are the only way you have to convert it from Bitcoin or Ethereum on QCoin. And so, exactly, TT says Bitcoin is the poster child of a larger market. Start studying other coins, especially if you're a newbie and you're just getting in. Please start studying other coins. That was a smart move because the Ethereum gas fees are so high for transaction, right? Ethereum is actually quicker than Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is slower, but the exchange fees, the gas fees are so much more higher, right? M. Jenkins says my $5 Bitcoin turned to $80 just playing around on Cash App. You know what? I should check my Cash App because I had some $10 Bitcoin in there as well. I haven't even checked it. I need to check it and see what it is. So you got, if your $5 turned to 80, then for somebody else, right? They have to do the math. Their 500 won't turn. It may be 800. At this price point, right? Their 5,000 may get into 8,000 if it hits, right? If it hits 100K or higher. So these are some text messages that my good friend, he thinks a lot like Hustlers Kung Fu, that I should not be educating about Bitcoin. So I'm gonna try to share if I can pull it up. share this text message with you all. Let me see if it'll allow me to share. Okay. So this is his thoughts on me, right? And again, he's my good friend. So if he's watching this live, I want him to know with love. And there are some people that's really telling me, look, you shouldn't be I don't think you don't let people know. Let them deal with their own poverty. They don't have a financial IQ, right? I actually text him the Peter Schiff tweet, right? And then I said, I agree with anyone who discouraged people from investing. They gave people terrible investing advice because Peter Schiff did also as well, right? He said, you're right. The price action cannot be denied, but I still discourage people from investing in Bitcoin. Listen, but he still encouraged trading it though, right? He still encouraged it trading it. Look at all the testimonies, right? Look at all the testimonies as $50 turning to 300. Congratulations, Latanya. You're going to hold and be patient, okay? And so I said, I'm in the blue, right? That's a Dave Ramsey concept. Discouraging people costs them thousands and will impoverish them. Dave even uses the Bible out of context. Well, it's too late now for many. And trade to convert back to the dollar, a depreciating asset that will be soon non-existent, is not a smart move unless you have emergency bills to pay. See, I think a lot of people are looking at Bitcoin as a quick trade, a quick flip. They're not understanding that this asset, as long as we have recession, right, as long as they are creating 1.9 in stimulus, $1.9 trillion, as long as the dollar loses its purchasing power, right, that Bitcoin will continue to grow in its asset. So unless you have emergency bills, why are you converting it back to a depreciating dollar? That's what I don't understand. So this was the second part of our text. This was the second part of our text, right? Let me see if I'm sharing the right thing. Okay. He says, call me by my first name, right? But Tanya is like, you forget, see, you forget people don't have the financial education, right? You have. Telling people to quote unquote invest in Bitcoin, even at 20K, which is, he must not know it hit 50K today, but it's not good advice because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what questions to ask. You don't even have to have the foreknowledge, people. As we said, now all you have to have is the exchange to do it, right? As a lot of people showing you, they're just growing it on Cash App. So yeah, better safe than sorry. Advice is better, but now that Bitcoin is at 50, okay, so he did know it's at 50K. Of course, hindsight is 2020, and it seemed like the wrong advice. So I said I was telling him last year when it was 3K. He texts, you have financial education. So maybe, I don't know. And sometimes when I go live and try to teach people, I do feel like I shouldn't be educated. They will ask questions over and over again that I've already answered, right? They will ask me, should I sell or trade? They still don't understand the cryptocurrency. Some of them is an asset. But to be honest with you all, most people that tell me this are the people who hate that they missed the bus. See, they was hoping that Bitcoin would fail by now. And because they didn't get in, right, that's their way of saying, you know what, I didn't get in. So I'm still gonna, that's these alpha males, and I get it. I in my area, I have to deal with alpha males instead of admitting, you know what, you were right, queen. I thought Bitcoin would have just crashed by now, and it didn't. But when you're speaking with alpha males, that ego, very egotistic, they just don't want to admit. They didn't understand Bitcoin. They thought it was an inflated currency. And as the friend got it, I showed you the text message from, he trades stocks And he said investing in Bitcoin was gambling. I'm like, what's more gambling? You're you are a day trader in the stock market and sometimes a swing trader. That's a bigger gambling precision or action than me. So exotic wealth, before I block you from my channel, because I saw that you was one of the ones that was on Hustlers Kung Fu channel and you called my name out. It doesn't matter to me. You hashtag me Queen of Crypto. It doesn't matter because I'm all about giving people financial education and information. You're saying Forex is better, right? Whereas can you turn $50 into 1K in 2 weeks? Not Bitcoin. Person, I don't know if you're a sir or a ma'am, you don't have a financial education about cryptocurrency. You don't understand that cryptocurrency will be the future digital currency. The dollar is being away with. And what I don't think you understand is that soon you won't even see this paper currency. So when you're trading Forex, all I want you to do is answer this question for me. What are you then getting in return? You are getting paper asset that's losing its purchasing power. It's helicopter money, right? 1.9 trillion is being printed out again in this new presidential administration. And it's already lost 98% of its purchasing power, right? LaKendra Smith says in Mississippi we had the same problem with alpha male. LaKendra, well, I don't know. I haven't really met most businessmen in the South. The alpha males I'm talking about are not from Mississippi, right? Exotic Wealth says Glenda has made over 200,000 in Bitcoin. Have you made, sir? I can. You know what? If it weren't for confidentially, no stupid. I'm at six figures, well over 200,000 in my cryptocurrency. And had he kept that money in there, he would have been well over 200K. So who really needs the financial education here? Another thing, exotic wealth that I think you commented on my video that had over 10,000 views. Let me pull that up. Is that no one should take out a loan, right, for cryptocurrency. Well, if you're going to buy a $200,000 vehicle under your garage depreciating asset, I don't see much difference in taking out a loan. Both of them are um, where I think people can drive what they want to drive. But according to Robert Kiyosaki, and maybe for him, his asset was his customers, getting people like you to buy his business courses. So he did have an asset to purchase his vehicle. Again, I'm not in no way against whatever his financial moves are. However, what people don't understand is you do not have to take out a loan against your home. You don't have to take out a personal loan for the banks. In the crypto world, you can get loan and collateral for holding cryptocurrency against your cryptocurrency. No government ID, no loans, right? No government ID, no loans. So don't have these conversations with me if you don't have the intellectual knowledge behind it. Don't try to have these conversations with me because you don't know the purpose of cryptocurrency and you don't know the power of it. So let me show you all the video and I'll put the link in there if you all. And you know what? Some people actually said on his video, "Oh, you have a Porsche and 200K in the checking account." Listen, listen to the other Uncle G. The other Uncle G is Grant Cardone, who says cash is trash and that he only keeps large amounts of cash in his banking account. When he's ready, he doesn't save cash. It's trash. It loses its depreciating value by the day. It's the lowest yielding asset. You get 0.00000.8%, meaning the banks pay you nothing to have it in there. So your money is not working, right? This is real financial education. So Anyone that has that money in the bank on a wealthy level is only have it in the bank to invest it into a real asset because they understand cash is not assets. Sharika says you also have receipts with your education to prove it. I'm not saying, I'm not dividing. I'm not saying he's against. I'm just, listen, if you all want to follow his advice and Dave Ramsey, another good channel for you all is Minority Mindset, right? Um, that Minority Mindset, that's another great channel. People, and how do you know what people are doing with cryptocurrency? That's not a gamble. No one has ever lost money investing in Bitcoin. Ever. Ever. And the last I heard, we was in a recession. Over 330 million people are unemployed. You mean to tell me Elon Musk and Tesla and MasterCard is taking a gamble? Come on, people. We got to use some type of common sense. Why would big corporations be into something that's a gamble? Don't you all know that if the poor working middle class figured out that this was a gamble, so would Tesla and MasterCard? You mean to tell me that corporate board is not that intelligent to understand that this is a gamble? Right? Sean says real people move in silence. And according to the snow day today, now it may not be snowing in Georgia, right? But for Texas and Mississippi, you couldn't even a $200,000 vehicle couldn't get you anywhere today because we were snowed in. Right? You can see Warren Buffett on the street and you wouldn't even know that he's look at Warren Buffett's house. You wouldn't even know his wealth. You wouldn't even know his wealth. Latanya says you don't have to be a financial guru when you get in. Learn as you go. Start small if you have to. People I know personally that are making 6 and 7 figures from that don't know anything. All they know is the price of Bitcoin is steady rising, right? It's steady rising. Exactly, Minnesota. He says the bank is using your account to invest, right? The bank is using your account to invest and keeps the interest earned from your money, right? The bank is using accounts to invest and keep the interest earned. That's all the banks do, right? For every $1 you put in, they lend out 10. Go time. I have a lot of comments. I'm reading my comments. And for the people watching the replay, say, oh, why she just can't stay on topic? I am the topic. And so when people get into my live streams, I read my comments and I answer them, right? If I just uploaded videos, I could just get on, upload, don't have to read comments, don't have to engage, but I do engage with the people that come on live. So I'm the one that told you find your niche. I just changed my name on here. I'm not knocking you. All right, you changed your name to Go Time. What does Go Time mean? That for crypto? Right? Yes, in crypto, you can still retain gains on a day when the market funds are in the red, right? So, exactly, people just don't understand this is greatest wealth transfer. And I've always told people, right? One of my mentors is Robert Kiyosaki. He says to never start a business in a recession. Always start your business after a recession because you have to analyze the market. And when there is a great reset, like this will be, 60% of jobs will be lost. Now, will cryptocurrency have a hard hit? I believe it will. I believe Bitcoin will have probably a hard dip. But right now, we're in the bull market, right? At some point, I believe it will reset itself and it may reset itself hard. And I believe we're in the bull market. When it gets to that market, I'll start coming on and educating and tell people, hey, I'm pulling out. I'm moving here, I'm moving there. But cryptocurrency, I mean, Forex and day trading is to me is should be looked more upon as gambling, right? Because you're hoping to analyze something and to get in and get out that day or in within days. And for cryptocurrency, you can just get in and hold. right, and make money. So this was the video. It has, and I won't play it, but 10,000 views right now. I put it 10,450 to be exact, right? Views. And I had my experts on. It was a very informative. You want to know about blockchain, you want to know about Bitcoin, if you want to know about other altcoins that we discussed, definitely get on this live stream. These are the other two kings of the three of us, right? The other two kings of crypto that were guests on the live stream. And I'm telling you, if you haven't watched this, you need to watch it. Over 10,000 views, very informative, right? So let's talk about, again, we were discussing return on the investment. And then we're going to go over to 666. And let's see if I have that article pulled up. BlackRock sells 470 million, right, of gold. 470 people. 470. See, people that's telling you to stack cash, they're not telling you what real money is. And as I've always said, during recessions and resets, gold and silver has to be used to reset the currency system. And this is why the price of them increase and escalates in economic recessions, right? So you have BlackRock that sold more than 407 million worth of gold as people is focuses on silver. This article was released today, February the 16th. That's why I have my Queen of Coins and Queen of Crypto report. Silver, Queen of Coins is a silver stacking report. Now, I think he may have also told people don't invest in gold and silver because you can't go to the store and spend it. People's all about, see, for the rich and wealthy, gold, silver, Bitcoin is nothing but asset protection against a depreciating dollar, right? They shifted into assets that will keep the dollar, right, purchasing power if they have to convert it to a higher rate. It's just insurance for them. But for the poor working middle class and middle class, oftentimes it's investments. Why? Because you could have got silver at $30 an ounce if you can still find it from your online dealers, right? And if silver goes to $1,000 an ounce, then you may not have the cash flow, right, in which you can just hold that silver for generational wealth. But the rich and wealthy do. And see, this is why I said if Dave Ramsey is going to teach from a biblical perspective, he should have been teaching you all about what real money is and about gold and silver. So you have BlackRock, which is the world's biggest asset manager that got rid of gold and buying into silver, and it sold 2.7 million of its gold shares, SPDR, and bought 1.8 million shares of iShares Silver in the fourth quarter of 2020. So in terms of dollar value, that's $407 million worth of gold, right? And $29 million worth of silver. And so that's why I created the Queen of Coins Silver Stacking Report, right? Because people need to understand at $30 an ounce, if you can get silver and it goes to up to 100 or even 1,000, the return on your investment. The link for that video, yes, I left it up. It's still here. It's in the comment section, right? So those two things, cryptocurrency and silver, again, if you can get a hold of it, is, I think, the recession proof of what many is predicting the Great Depression 2.0, because pretty soon, I'm not saying it's going to be full adaptation this year. It may be until 2023. All central banks, you already have China in the digital yuan, right? China already wants its digital yuan to be the global reserve currency. And this is a global collaboration. This is not just something the United States is going to do or will do, right? So let's get on 666. And when I get off of here, I want to do a private live stream for my Patreon members about 666. So if you want to get access to that video, I will share the link, right? And you should ask yourself, whatever happened to this medicine? There's no one that I've known that took 666 that said it didn't work. They said it tastes bad, but why was this medicine taken off the market? And why the most powerful medicine for allergy and sinus relief? Can't you see that's something that we could have used right now, right? During this C word pandemic, right? Can't you see this? But no, why not bring this back to deal with that? No, they're focused on more the vaccine. They're focused on the cure. Their focus not, on a prevention rather than a cure. And you know why it was taken out? Because look at the price, $8. See, people, pharmaceutical sales. There's not much money to be made, right? And teaching people health habits or health preventors. That's not where the money is. The money is, right? The money is keeping people unhealthy and selling pharmaceutical. See, and let's go back to Bitcoin. If I start teaching you all about Bitcoin, then why would you need to pay me to teach you how to do your own business? Why would you need to give me $3, $4, $5,000 when you can learn about cryptocurrency investing, right? And flip your money yourself. See, other people are claiming to teach you how to fish, right? I'm giving you the fishing rod or the pole, whatever you want to call it. So you can fish for yourself. But if you're always going to be a person that wants someone to teach you how to fish, then you'll always be dependent on that person. And again, you'll always be the person that has a job, right? That's a consumer mindset. You can have a billionaire mindset and make billions. You can have a boss mindset and be a boss, make boss moves. And you can have a bum mindset and be a bum. So let's get back into 666, right? Let's look at this Bible. We were discussing gold and silver. The Queen of Sheba visits Solomon. When the Queen of Sheba heard about the fame of Solomon and his relationship to the Lord, she came to Solomon with hard questions, right? With hard questions. I love studying kings and queens, right? And so large quantities of gold, precious stones, she came to Solomon and talked about all that she had on her mind. Solomon answered all of her questions. Nothing was too hard for the king to explain to her. When the Queen of Sheba saw all the wisdom of Solomon and the palace he had built, the food on his table, right, the seating of his officials, and the point that I'm getting to, I'm not trying to, we're not trying to get into credit church. But Solomon accepted gold and they converted into the numbers. Let me find it. 6, 6, and 6. Right? The weight of gold that he received was in 6, 6, and 6. Let me pull that up. So this is 1 Kings 10. And let me tell you, the Bible in no ways, right, reference 666 as a mark of the beast. And so the weight of the gold that Solomon received yearly he received this yearly, people. 666 talents, not including the revenues from merchants and traders and from all Arabian kings and the governors of the territories. 666 was the numbers that he wanted to receive in gold and in real numbers. Now, a lot of people, right, reference Revelations 13:18 as 666 as the number of a beast. Tell you this is not true. Again, I'm going to share this in my Patreon, right? And it's one of the most famous elements. Someone got on my live stream earlier and talked about those elements. 666, which equals out to carbon. Look at my notes so I make sure I'm accurate. 6 neutrons, 6 protons, 6 electrons is the creation of carbon, which maintains life. That's why they named the medicine 666, because it maintains life. And also 666, also I will share this in my Patreon channel, is closely related to a herbal health that you can take, a herbal health, right? A herb that you can take that promotes your health and well-being. So again, for people that's in my Patreon, I'm going to discuss that. I'm going to release that. So someone on my most recent live stream says people need to study Hebrew and Greek, and they do. Let me try to enlarge this, because when you see, for example, that 666 represents life, the letters in the Greek form, the Greek name Jesus, add up to 888. So you have to know what 666 add up to in Greek. And you have to be familiar with the Greek and Hebrew alphabets, right? And so it's add up the numerical values in a person's name. Um, so it's really a representation of life, right? For many people, it's health and healing to them if they know what the herb is. And so again, I'm going to discuss that in my Patreon channel. So if you want to know all about that, also it represents, I'm going to give you the name of the herb in my Patreon. And it also represents God, man, and the Holy Spirit, as well as man, woman, and child. A 3-string cord, right, cannot be easily broken. And let me share this with you before I look up the my Patreon link. If you want to get into that, someone also introduced, and I'm going to be honest, I've never heard of this doctor, but this was very powerful when I looked him up. I'm also going to teach you about why the ancient Egyptians built pyramids facing the North Star, right? And why sleeping during the North Star is a health and healing element as well when you sleep in your bedroom. What that does to the pineal gland in the body, and the impact of solar energy, which is why cryptocurrency is here too, right? For solar energy, right? And so, yes, gematria, exactly, the study of Hebrew and Greek translation. And so, what was my point? Oh, that's my Patreon channel link. I'm about to go live and explain it. It is the number of balance. It's a very positive number, and it represents man, woman, and child. And wow, when someone shared this doctor's name with me, I was I didn't listen. I haven't listened to all of it yet. Right, I have not listened to all of it yet. However, this is my first time hearing of him. I can't know everything. Dr. Blair, I think his first name is Delbert Blair. Oh my God, powerful information. Black woman is God. You will not believe, right? 666. Can this possibly be your social security number? You can't work your money without this number. And okay, Sean, I'll wait till you finish. But they shared this doctor's name. They commented on my video, and you'll understand once you understand 666. Pretty much why the woman in other countries is pretty much looked at as a second class citizen. But this was powerful, right?
Okay. Menstruating women in general lose calcium, thyroxine, iodine, phosphorus, lecithin, vitamin E, vitamin B1, 6, 12, 2, 6, magnesium, manganese, iron, copper, zinc, and sometimes for some women this starts 2 weeks prior to the menses. You think about that. Calcium, for instance, stabilizes the nervous system. Phosphorus is found in all healthy, normal cells. Iodine causes the growth and maintenance of the thyroid gland, and this is why the thyroid gland in women tends to swell during menstruation. I give you another key so you don't run off and spend all your money at the doctor's. I repeat that. That's why the thyroid gland in women tends to swell during menstruation. Science has proven that the birth of congenital idiots increases when one travels inland where the soil and the food lacks iodine. Iodine is also an essential element for the maturation and maintenance of healthy female cells.
So this topic was Black Woman is God. I particularly listened to this video first because of the gold microphone, right? And it was so great. So let me get off of this live stream. My Patreon members, Suzuki said this is going over my head. Well, for my Patreon members, I'm going to explain it really simple. So I also put the link, or as simple as I can, right? In this, because people, I always leave my live streams like this. I said, here's to your health and your wealth, right? All right, I got a new Patreon member, so I'm going to log off and we're going to get into this. Your peace and your prosperity, your credit and your cash flow. Once you understand what's going on with your health, you understand what's going on with the economy, right? For example, if you understood that China and United States did cloud seeding, which is mean they spray chemicals in the cloud to produce ice rigs, right? Then you understand global warming and why a lot of southern states right now have just unpredicted snow. And next week, right, um, it will be 60 plus degrees in a lot of these states. And you understand how these chemicals are not healthy, right? You also understand radiation. I shared my Dick Gregory video. He was in 1979 talking about radiation, and I share that video as well. The Patreon is $9.99 a month. Right? I don't discuss everything publicly. Right? Some things you have to pay to learn, and it should be like that. Uh, Education should be an investment. You shouldn't want everything for free. Carbon equals 6 and 79. Hydrogen equals gold. Yes, carbon equals life. So, um, and 79 hydrogen equals gold. Sean, I usually could follow you, but I don't understand where you're going with that. So just let me know. That is going over my head. So Sean says scrap metal is 58 hydrogen plus 20 hydrogen in the transformation of metal to gold alchemy. Okay. I don't understand what this have to do with 666, Sean. You can't get an can't get identity with the state ID without a social security number. Kids can't go to again, you can't work 666. 666 is not the mark of the beast. I have no idea where you're going with this and what this have to do with. Your social security number is not the mark of the beast. 666 is actually something different in the Bible. It actually represents life and health and healing. So I'll explain that. So once, you have to be aware of these genetically modified foods, right? When they might say when they can control the weather, control the crops, control the agriculture, right? And then that's why Bill Gates is the largest farm owner. So this was a quick video. And again, I'm going to do my private session with my Patreon members that I shared about Dick Gregory and radiation. Well, I won't share that now. I'm going to go ahead and hey, I really don't understand what you all are saying. All of these numbers are popping up now. You all really are just God. 724 equals 13. That's the Hebrew Greek, right? A lot of been told that 13 was a bad number as well. They give you just the reversal, right? They don't. They give you just the reversal, right? So 666 is representative of man, woman, and child, the family structure, right? And also, I showed you in the Bible where King Solomon accepted that in points of gold. So, hey, I'm going to my Patreon channel. You are Patreon members. Log on. Here's to your health and your wealth, your peace and your prosperity, your credit, your crypto, and your cash flow. Queen of crypto, aka Queen of credit, out. And if you want to get that crypto report, go to cashoncrypto.com.